Hey, what's up, guys? Matt Modi with OddsJam, and what we're going to do in this video, talk about some NFC Futures best bets. So what I have up on the screen here is the market for every single team and what their futures odds are to come out of the NFC. So obviously looking at NFC specific teams and all that stuff. The odds found on using OddsJam. But before I get started, one thing that I do want to talk about is just the OddsJam Discord. So this was something that has been launched like a week ago. There's been a couple different iterations of it. As it stands right now, there are some paid stuff and some free stuff. The free stuff, we give out free picks. We give out, and the free picks, to comment on that a little bit. Anywhere you see me post something on this YouTube channel, on my Twitter, any other type of social media is going to go in the free picks section of this. Trophies are just what it sounds like, our biggest wins. The only rule for the trophies is that they had to have been posted somewhere in the Discord prior to this. So we can't have just posted a winning bet slip and said and bragged about it. Had to have been posted somewhere so people can tell. Positive EV betting strategies, exactly what it sounds like. We have an awesome user in here, Corey, who has made a ton of money using OddsJam specifically. He's very transparent about it, and I love it. I think he's great, and he posts his strategies and his kind of experience with positive EV betting in here. The paid stuff is mostly picks specific. I mean, it's all picks specific. Paid. If you also want to join the discussion, that is also paid. But the paid picks you get are prize picks. Expert picks is pretty much anything under the sun that is not a prize pick. So I had a WNBA one here that cashed. I also had one that lost, so actually net negative in my WNBA plays today, but everything is being tracked, all of our paid picks, in this spreadsheet here. So this spreadsheet, along with the link to the Discord, the invite link is in the description of this video, and it just tracks everything. So net total risk, net profit, ROI, units won, which is the most important because that's kind of the universal thing, both for expert picks and for DFS, and then we have it all in kind of in a condensed thing here. Just summarizing everything. So as of right now, up 25 units. So for those of you who have a $100 unit size like Randall, you're up about $2,500, and that's just like with a week's worth of doing this. So regardless of whether you pay to be in the Discord or whether you are just in the free section, you can still get access to the spreadsheet. So I think it's worth signing up for the Discord, checking out how our free picks are doing, checking out how the profit sheet is doing, and then decide if you want to upgrade from there. But for this video, like I said, what we're going to be doing, talking about some futures. So what I have up here, like I said, is the OddsJam Futures page, right, where we list every sportsbook, every team, and what their futures odds are. So you might think, oh, wow, there's a ton of different value on all these different teams because the pinnacle line here, you can get better odds elsewhere. It's actually not the case. Like with any positive expected value bet, there are no big odds. The same applies for future odds as well. It's just a little more difficult to devig. Luckily, I've already done that for you. So I have this spreadsheet. It's a bunch of math, bunch of formulas. It's actually not that complicated when you think about it, but it just looks kind of overwhelming. So I'll dumb everything down. Number one, the hold. 20% hold on the market is ridiculous. I have up here, so like a standard spread in total is minus 110 each way, right? That's like a 4.75% hold on the market. Futures has almost 20%. That's insane. That's a ridiculous hold. That's why it's so important to remove the VIG to find out the fair odds and then kind of track everything from there. So the way I did it, for those of you who want to know the math behind it, here's a formula to get the implied winning percentage for each of the pinnacle odds. And as you can see, if you summarize it adds up to about 120, right? 1.12. So that's where the extra 20% comes from. If you add up all the implied winning percentages, it adds up to 120%, which means that the sports books, that there's a 20% hold on this market. From there, using a formula just by dividing the percent by the total percent, you can get the fair win percent. And you know this one is done right when the sum is 100%. So when this adds up to 100%, I know this was done right. So these odds here, these percents, are the fair odds of each of these individual teams. So like the Bucs have a 19% chance of going to the Super Bowl. The Packers have a 14% chance. The Rams have a 15% chance of going back. And then from there, it's really easy to just back out the fair odds, which is exactly what's done here, and which is also here right next to the odds, just to make it easy. The last thing that I did was just a simple if statement. If number over here is greater than number over here, say yes. If not, say no. So what we see here is that the first 5, 6, 7 teams, the first 7 teams, or 6 teams, there's no value on their futures market. I would have thought one of these teams would be undervalued, but to come out of the NFC, they're not. It looks like the first team that is undervalued is the Arizona Cardinals. You know, from a football handicapping perspective, I'm not a huge fan of the Cardinals. I think Cliff Kingsbury is a overrated, simply bad head coach. Kyler Murray is talented. He's never really put it together aside from just being talented. And the Cardinals have a tendency to just flop at the end of the year. So that's why, for handicapping reasons, I'm not a fan, but I'm not one to go against math. So unfortunately, my DraftKings account is currently locked as I'm need to get my new information as I just moved to Colorado. So I can't go ahead and lock this one in on DraftKings. But this would be, of all of the future bets for the NFC to come out of the NFC, the Cardinals would be the one team that I would be thinking to put money on. That would be worth putting money on. I wouldn't put a ton. You know, just looking at the percentages, they only have like a just under 6% chance of going to the Super Bowl. So maybe put like one unit, put $25 or even less, like $10 on this one. $10 to win 2,000. $10 to win 2,000. I think could be worth it. But that's going to be it. So that's going to be, funny enough, none of these other teams have great value except for like the Bears, which I'm not touching. Like when you get to this low of a percentage, then the value kind of doesn't really exist when it's this low. So maybe for those of you who think Justin Fields can put it together, put like $1 on it. For those of you who think the Seahawks have some sort of trade to make, put like $1 on them at plus 7,000. The Falcons, I mean, that would be the most surprising thing in NFL history if the Falcons did. But in general, this is how you can find value in future markets. You need to just devig all of the individual teams, find out the fair odds, and then look for value from there. In this case, we found that, you know what? There's actually only value on the Arizona Cardinals of teams that are figuring that you should take. So I think that's worth doing. I think it's worth putting, like I said, like up to $10 on the Cardinals for this NFC to come out of the NFC future. And that's going to be it. So that's all I got for you. If you have any questions, please let me know. Hopefully this wasn't too confusing, all the math and the formulas and stuff. Hopefully I dumbed it down enough for it to make sense. But if not, comment on the video. Let me know if you have any questions. Please join the Discord. Sign up for the Discord. It's like I said, they have a bunch of free offerings, so you can join for completely free. Decide if you end up wanting to upgrade or not. But if not, just enjoy the free offerings that we have. And that's going to be it. So I appreciate you guys watching, and have a good one.